Don't do that.
Don't make me laugh. I've got to get my starting face going.
That's your starting face staring right at me going...
I got to start the video.
This is why we shouldn't see each other's face.
Yeah, we shouldn't be seeing each other when we record these things. Damn you, Skype. Hey everybody! Corcon here, and I am joined by...
Matt Kohler.
He is the director, creator, producer, choreographer, everything, or whatever has an on it. You're probably part of it on the Batman Master of Fear.
Besides actor.
Besides actor, but you are on screen.
That is true, but I mean, the second you give me dialogue, I'm screwed.
Yeah, no. But we are collabing on the Young Justice episodes, and we were going to film some more tonight and tomorrow. So we decided, since Infinity War was dropping this morning, that I would wake you up and force you to be on camera.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Would you wake up like 15 minutes ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I get a text from you, it dropped, and I'm like, I just woke up.
So we're going to look at Avengers Infinity War. Finally! Oh my gosh.
8 years in the making, or 9 years in the making.
Well, and they released that footage during D23. Everybody had been talking about it. You know, I don't know about you, but I avoided and did not watch any of the cam footage that was released.
Yeah, I try not to, because it's not the greatest quality, and I kind of want to see it for myself.
Well, for one, I want to see it in a good quality. I want to see it in the definition that they designed it to be seen in. And so I wanted an official release. I was hoping that they would kind of cave in and release it anyway, but they never did. And I think part of it was, from what I've heard, that the footage they released at D23 wasn't finished. It was just to showcase something. And what they're going to have in the trailer is not going to be the exact same thing. And some of the shots that were in that are finished in this or something like that, which I understand. So I would much rather see this. But I'm super excited. I'm really stoked. I think we should just jump into it, and then we'll discuss it afterwards. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get ready. Play in 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh, nice.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more.
Whoa, Vision is human looking.
So when they needed us,
Oh. Did not know
we could
that.
fight the battles
that they never could.
No, she's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
What happened to the awesome red hair? Like she had right there.
in time.
Whoa.
You will know what it's like to lose.
It's weird seeing them all together.
Feel so desperately that you're right.
Spider-Man!
That to fail.
Spider senses!
You
You got the spider senses.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Oh, he's got a Tesseract. Thanos.
Evacuate the city.
Oh, he's got the new suit.
Engage our defenses. And get this man a shield.
Yeah.
It's John Wick.
Yeah, he does look like it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be epic.
Considers when balancing the universe.
Oh.
Does put a smile on my face.
Man, the CG looks really good for Thanos.
What?
Oh, they have all of Wakanda going up against. That's awesome.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Right?
Who the hell are you guys?
Yeah! The Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my gosh. Alright, so first off, I know this is a very small and weird thing to kind of complain about, but I love red-headed women. And so for Black Widow to be blonde, that's like disappointing.
But it's not natural.
It's not. It's like, no, where's the red hair? I like her
Yeah,
hair was red.
it is kind of weird. It's like the final 2 movies.
Yeah. And then Thanos is CGI. So, like, one of my biggest complaints from Justice League was that Steppenwolf's CGI wasn't very good. And I didn't like that he was a CGI character. Now, in this, Thanos is a CGI character. But the CGI, one, it looks a little bit better. But 2, he is a little bit more alien. Steppenwolf looked human, just like scarred.
Yeah.
You know, as if he was burnt up. And so I think the human features just didn't look quite right. But for Thanos, he's alien, he looks alien, and so the CGI is a little bit more acceptable. And they had some things like just little things about how he moved his lip or how his eyes squinted. Some of those movements felt more natural. I'm wondering if they're using some of Andy Serkis's motion capture technology that he used on Gollum, because Gollum's facial features was the same way. Even though he was a total CGI character, like every little teeny detail of his face was...
No, I definitely agree. And I think the one thing that stood out for me about Thanos, isn't he supposed to be purple? Like, didn't they show him purple in Avengers at the end credits?
Well, he is purple.
Okay, it's just a very light purple in this.
Yeah.
It looked gray.
He looked what?
It looked kind of gray. Like,
it could have been your laptop, but he looked pretty purple on...
I see.
Yeah, you have a crappy computer. No, I was kidding.
Or I'm colorblind. I'm just finding out for the first time.
Yeah, there you go.
On camera.
No, I think he was purple, but it was a lighter purple. It's not a
Okay.
dark. It's not a dark purple. But the CGI did look good for him. Better than Steppenwolf, and I think it's because they probably used better face technology, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, yeah, I definitely agree. I also think part of it is that from the fight scenes that they showed in the trailer, he is fighting CG characters. Like, he was fighting CG Iron Man, and that also helps. Where, like, Superman or Batman, you could see their face when they fought, or Aquaman. So they both look CG, and you're just like, this looks bad because I know that's a human. I know Superman has a human face, where Iron Man's always been CG when you fight. That could, I mean...
Yeah, no, I understand that. And also, I guess Marvel does get away with being more cartoony than DC does. You know, you look at Hulk. Hulk looks cartoony, but we don't care. Because we like Hulk, and he looks like the Hulk from the comic books. DC is more, like, has a more realistic, grittier feel to it. And
yeah,
so
it has a
when
higher standard.
When they use CGI in that, it just doesn't translate as well. That's why I think DC needs to be way more practical effects to look good. Marvel does get, I wouldn't want to say a pass, but they kind of get, they kind of get a pass in the fact that they are more cartoony than DC, so they can get away with a lot more of that, and it still looks really good.
But what's weird is, like, a lot of, like, the most famous villains that they've used, or characters, have been practical. Winter Soldier, Loki.
Well, not
So-
Ultron,
Yeah, not Ultron.
but Ultron was so forgettable.
Yeah, or
'cause
like
it was
even like Red Skull, like his mask was so well done. Like they didn't
Mhm.
CG that. It's kind of weird how those two companies flip flop what we might expect from them.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, it was cool seeing Guardians of the Galaxy there. Another thing I noticed was Spider-Man, his hair. So
Yeah,
you saw that he had his spider sense, which was one of the things that they didn't have in the other movies. Is he didn't have that spider sense, and I had.
and I'm pretty sure they did not know how to do it because they didn't want to do it like the original Spider-Man movies, where it's like the Matrix type of feel, where everything slows down. So this is different. I liked it. At first, I did not know until you mentioned it. So
Yeah, and I do like the fact that it's like almost a feeling of goosebumps is kind of what
Yes.
they were showing, where his hair was raised, which is a great visual way of showing that he has goosebumps, because it's kind of hard to show goosebumps without making his skin look like a basketball or something like that. So the way that they're trying to show that he has spider sense is that it's not like a visual or a sound. It's more of just showing that he gets goosebumps, like he knows something is wrong. Instinct. I like that. Also, that near the end there, the battle, and they have all the Wakandans behind them. That means they're going to have a major battle on Wakanda?
Or they're either going to have a major battle or something along the lines of they're going to ask, because if you notice, that was Captain America, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, and a couple other characters. It wasn't Iron Man, it wasn't the others. So I have a feeling that Captain America and his group is going to try to fight Thanos, and some bad stuff is going to happen.
So that probably is taking place like closer to the beginning of the movie, or
Yeah.
before they all get together.
Because I feel like someone has to go in the first movie. It's kind of like in Harry Potter 7 Part 1. There's too many characters. You gotta start killing them all. And I think someone's gonna get Dobbied.
No! Oh my gosh, that killed me inside when I read that book for the first time, because Dobby was like my favorite character. But I think if anyone does die, it's going to be Captain America doing something heroic.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be Tony Stark. I think Stark would just retire and give the suit to the next generation. But I think Captain America is probably going to bite the bullet at some point, and Bucky is going to take over.
Yep. I also don't think Loki's gonna last long.
You think Loki will die?
Yeah. I think he'll use the Tesseract, or try to, because they have to show ways that Thanos is really powerful. So you use Vision. I don't know like what his powers really are outside. I guess is he's strong.
I mean, he can do the beam from his head. He's really strong. He can pass through stuff.
So Vision's kind of like Martian Manhunter. So you use him to try to beat Thanos. Thanos obviously kills Vision. Use Captain America. Captain America's biggest strength is his tactical skills. Use that so he beats that. And then Loki, obviously, his magic powers. He uses the Tesseract, and Thanos beats that. So I think those.
I think Loki is gonna go bad. I mean, in the beginning of the trailer they showed him with the Tesseract and he's holding it up, and then later on we saw Thanos putting it in his glove. So I think Loki is presenting it to Thanos, and Thanos is accepting it and putting it in his glove, kind of as his way of giving. Saying I'm sorry for what happened in New York, that didn't work out, and he's trying to come back to the fold in a way.
So, is the alien race, is that still the Chitauri?
No, he was just using them as a way of taking over or destroying the planet, but it's not like his main army or anything like that.
Okay.
It was just part of the scheme that Loki had come up with, and Thanos had given him the Tesseract as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So he's returning it. That's going to be the first stone that he gets, and then I'm assuming he kills Vision and takes the Soul Stone, and that's the second one he gets. But I don't know. They'll probably give him one more by the end of the movie.
Yeah, like maybe they'll do a Voldemort thing where he finds like the third at the very end.
Yeah, and then the other two, or the others, he'll probably get in the next movie.
Yeah, probably in the first act.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get all the stones in this movie. I think they're going to have him get 3, maybe 4 of the stones, and then that would be it. But wow, there's so much. I'm excited to see some of the trailer breakdowns that will come through. From
because there's a lot of detail. I mean, it definitely feels like the end of something.
Yeah. Well, and when Thor Ragnarok came out, I said that I thought that was going to be the bridge that brought Guardians of the Galaxy into the Avengers world. But they didn't. Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't really a part of it. They were in the same universe, but they never met in that movie. So what brings the Guardians to Earth?
I feel like what's happened, because is it alright if we talk about spoilers for Thor 3?
Oh, yeah, we'll just say it. Spoilers for Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't seen it, click away. There we go.
So the end credit scene, I did not realize was Thanos' ship.
Yeah, I found that out later, too.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I'm like, is that the Guardian ship? Because I haven't seen any of the Guardians movies, so no one get upset at me for that.
They are already typing away.
You're typing as well. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I am too. I'm commenting on this video as we speak. God damn it, stupid.
But when I found out it was Thanos' ship, I'm like, okay, something's going to happen between Thanos and Thor's ship, and the Guardians are going to kind of like stumble upon Thor.
Yeah, but what brings them to that? Like, how do they become notified of that? Like, the only connection we had between Thor Ragnarok and Guardians is the fact that the Jeff Goldblum's character is the brother of Benicio del Toro's character in Guardians of the Galaxy. So Benicio del Toro is the collector who has one of the stones, and his brother is Jeff Goldblum, who... That's the only connection I saw for that universe. So there must be something else going on, like... At some point, Thanos has to get the other stone from the collector. That could be how they bring in the Guardians.
Yeah. Or he already has it.
Or he already has it. But they got to kind of show how he gets it from him. At least
I agree.
At least a quick scene. But, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff in that trailer. Wow.
I mean, is it kind of weird? I'm almost more interested in who's going to die than anything else, because just we went so long with no deaths, no real injuries. It's like they gotta start doing it.
Well, it's Disney, so I'm gonna assume there's not going to be very many. I think the only person that probably may die would be Captain America. Everyone else is either going to be safe or retire in some fashion, but they're not going to get killed off. But it kind of makes sense that Captain America would die protecting somebody in a heroic manner.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It doesn't make sense that Stark would die protecting in a... like he does overtures and stuff, but that's not him. He's more of the support character, like, we need him to continue making suits for other people and being the father figure of Spider. Like, we want him kind of in the background, even just mentioned. It doesn't have to be shown.
I think it'd be kind of poetic if Captain America dies saving Iron Man. Because, like, the entire other movie, it's like,
Yeah.
like, we fought each other, kind of screwing Captain America. He's exiled, and he's the one who saves Iron Man, and it's like...
Yeah.
And it's like the only time they see each other, because they haven't seen each other since Civil War.
Right.
Supposedly. So I think that'd be interesting. And that sounds like Captain America's character. At least
it does. But I don't think anyone else is going to die besides Vision. But Vision has to die. That's the only way that he could... Unless there's some way to save him without the stone.
He kind of dies. He just becomes human. They showed.
Yeah, that was... He must have just done that, to look human.
Can he do that? Has he done that in any of the other movies?
No.
I will not be surprised if he just loses robotic powers.
Probably does some kind of, like a skin. He just creates a skin for himself. But...
Like Martian Manhunter?
Yeah. Well, that's shape-shifting. That's more shape-shifting.
Yeah, I know.
I think this is... He probably just created a skin. But he's got to die unless there's a way of keeping him alive without the Soul Stone. But the Soul Stone is kind of what created him in the first place. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to save his character or just let him die with the stone being taken.
I think part of the problem that they're going to have... that they did have writing it, because they're already done writing and filming, is there's a lot of people out there who are fans of one character or fans of two of the characters. And, for how many people there are of me who wants to see some of them die, there are a lot of people who don't want to see their favorite character die. I'll be honest, my favorite character is obviously Captain America. I do not want to really see Captain America die, but if he does, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be like too upset. Mm-hmm. Okay, I might cry a bit, but
well, and the thing is, like, in the comic books, characters die all the time, but then they always, they come back to life or
but then there's
something.
Then there's like characters like Captain America who's been part of Hydra for 3 years, and you can't read a comic for 3 years or die for 3.
Yeah, but then you found out it's not really him. What I'm saying is comic books always bring him back. In these movies, though, it's pretty definite. Yeah. Like, there's not going to be, if Captain America dies, there's not going to be any bringing him back to life kind of stuff that you see in the comic books. That's just going to be it. Until they reboot the entire universe, Captain America is now dead.
But even still, it's not Chris Evans' Captain America.
Right, Captain America will continue on as someone else, but Chris Evans will no longer be in the MCU.
Yeah.
So it's more finite, and I think because it's more finite, they're not going to be killing off a lot of characters.
It was kind of like how I was with Logan. It was like, I love that movie, but I really did not want to see a character who, for me personally, 17 years of my life, so most of my life, I watched him in theaters, and to see him die was like seeing a friend die.
Yeah, and it sucks. But when you get to that point, you want him to go out in a good way. Logan went out in a great way.
Oh, yeah.
I think Captain America will end up going out in glory of some heroic moment. But again, I don't think Stark will die. I know a lot of people think Stark will die. I think they're going to keep him around. For one, his age doesn't matter. He can still be old man Stark and doing stuff.
Another thing is,
he's
Robert
so
Downey
much of a
Jr.
support group.
Yeah. And Robert Downey Jr. is by far their biggest actor. It's a lot of reasons why the movies have been successful. Obviously, look at Spider-Man Homecoming. There's no other reason to put him in the movie outside of go see the movie because Robert Downey Jr. is also...
Well, yeah, but for his character, because he's such a support character, not just like the main flagship character, but he supports everybody else, being the father figure to Spider-Man. providing weaponry and suits and all this stuff for everybody else. You don't want to lose that, at least not right away. So I think he would just end up retiring after these movies, like pulling the lethal weapon ideal. I'm getting too old for this shit kind of thing.
If he said that, I'd stand up.
But he's probably going to retire and then give the suit to the younger generation, or maybe the girl that's in the comic books that took over.
Yeah.
I don't think Thor will die. If anyone else goes, it's got to be like Black Widow, Scarlet Witch,
Ant-Man.
No, because he's got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out next year. They're going forward with his series, so he's not dying.
Well,
Hawkeye, maybe.
Hulk.
No, you can't really kill Hulk.
That's not fun.
He's kind of really difficult to kill.
Well, that figures something out.
Like, he's even tried to kill himself. It doesn't work.
Hey, I played a video game where Doctor Doom got Odin's powers and then was able to kill off Hulk.
That's not going to happen in this movie.
You gotta admit, that would be pretty cool.
That would be.
If, like, Thanos is like, oh yeah, by the way, we bought the rights to Doctor Doom.
We struck the deal with Fox behind your back. No, but I don't... Can you think of anyone else that might perish in the movie? I mean, some of our side characters maybe, but not any of the main ones that the movies are based on.
Nick Fury.
No,
I could see. The only reason why I could see Nick Fury, I could see certain characters dying if they have an idea for. And that I guess that's what it all revolves around. What is their idea after these two movies? Is it to create a new phase and have new actors play these characters? Or is it, okay, they've lost a lot? Like, what if Thor has a new trilogy that we just have no idea is going to happen with Chris Hemsworth? And it's kind of him, repairing all the losses that he had. Because he lost a lot in that third movie.
Yeah,
or what if Captain America loses Bucky and he has to repair certain stuff? Like, he is literally a man with nothing. Then, if he lost Bucky, and it could go the route where it's just like, okay, all these main characters are alive, but they've lost everything. Like Pepper Potts, like maybe Iron Man loses Pepper Potts and Sam Jackson. So it's literally just like this more, okay, all of our characters are still alive, but all their support characters are gone.
Ooh. No, that would suck.
That'd be really hard to deal with. It's like, this got really depressing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that they would end up killing off that many people.
Oh, no, but I could see them killing off some of them. Yeah. But, out of all of them, it seems like Captain America is going down. That's kind of always been his story, though. Especially right after, he
did sacrifice himself in the first movie. He just didn't die. He froze.
Yeah, and in Civil War, he sacrificed himself. To pretty much, I guess tarnish his legacy to some extent, and his friendship. He did that in Winter Soldier, and in the comics, at the end of Civil War, he dies. The post-Civil War, so this is post-Civil War, so if they keep to that to some extent, he's got to die. Except he's not going to get shot down by Shannon Carter. Spoilers for a comic 14 years old.
So, what do you think? They didn't show any of Thanos' sons, or the children. No. The children of Thanos, but they're supposed to be a major part of the movie, like the big poster that they have. It's the three is right underneath him. I thought that they would end up being more in the film of him sending them out to try and collect the stones for him. But he seems to be in this trailer a lot heavier, and we didn't really see the children.
I think the marketing team, because you can't even say Marvel. But I think the marketing team was like, all right, we've waited 4 years. We waited 8 years total for this. Let's just show them Thanos. I kind of have an idea that Thanos and his 3 children plus his army are going to fight. And you're going to have like a 4-on-4 type of thing. So you're going to have like Hulk, Iron Man, Cap, and Thor versus Thanos and the other 3. And you're going to have this really epic 4v4 fight where you just literally get to see every fanboy's dream come to life in like a 10 to 15 minute span. I think that's what's going to happen because I feel like it'd be somewhat of a disappointment, although I do agree it could happen if Thanos wasn't a centerpiece of the movie and it was just his kids. Because, like, okay, we waited 4 years just for the B team before Thanos.
Yeah. But, yeah, I guess I agree. You want to show Thanos. You want to finally get him doing stuff. And they did. They showed that in the trailer. He's doing stuff. I just wonder what his role of his children are going to have now, because they're not going to be in the forefront. Are they just going to be generals that follow him around and do stuff, but they're not going to have a major role?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if they're going to. I don't know. Yeah, exactly what role. I hope they play some extent to like the Apocalypse's 4 Horsemen, like not in that movie, but like in the comics. I hope they play some similar role to that.
So they're kind of like the precursor. They kind of come in right before he does. Yeah. And he's like, they lead the charge, and then Thanos comes in after the battle or at the back of the battle.
I'm also glad in the first trailer, although it's really cool to see it and see everyone, they did not like, here you go, here's everything. Like, I didn't glad they didn't do something where they show like Hulk charging at Thanos and he just grabs him by the head and shoves him into the ground or something. Something to make people like literally.
They've got to be careful because it's just like with Star Wars. You can't give away too much. You don't want any spoilers, and I don't think they had any spoilers in this trailer.
No. I mean, outside of like, okay, Thanos is coming, all right, our heroes are going to go fight him, and it looks like the end of the world. A very stereotypical trailer for a Marvel film.
Yeah, just a lot of people.
just a lot more people than your normal Marvel movie.
Well, and Thanos looks good. He sounds good. I really forgot his name, who's playing Cable.
Isn't it Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin, thank you.
I don't know why I know that, but...
Well, he's also going to be Cable in Deadpool. And
I bet they are going to make a lot of jokes in Deadpool 2 about that.
I don't know. Maybe.
they already made fun of Ryan Reynolds being Green Lantern.
That's true. But they can't really... I mean, some of the jokes may not make sense because the movie hadn't come out. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway,
Deadpool is that good.
He does a good voice for Thanos. So I'm really liking his voice. Yeah, man, I'm really excited. It looks really good. I just wish Black Widow had red hair.
Yeah, when is it supposed to come out again? I know 2018, but...
sometime in the summer, June or something like that.
So is the
May.
second part
I think it's
coming...
May.
What?
I think it might be in May.
Okay, and the second part comes out in...
Probably in 2019 or 2020.
I thought they might try to do it in the same year or like in a year, kind of like how they did Harry Potter, but...
Well, they might do it in a year. It might be in 2019.
Because it feels like they're trying to get these out, before certain other movies, like Avatar 2 comes out in 2020.
I don't think they're caring about those.
Fair enough.
Most people don't care about the Avatar right now, just because he's announced it so many times that we're like, yeah, until we see footage, we don't really care. The only people that really need to worry about Avatar would be Star Wars, because it's going to come out around the same time. But I don't think Star Wars is worried about it either.
Star Wars changed their date. I mean, they always have it in May, then they push it back to December.
Yeah, I think they should just keep Star Wars in December and not worry about Avatar. I think they'll both make their money. You're not
also,
going to...
I don't think Avatar 2 will do anywhere as good as the first one, just because...
No.
I mean, it's past. The first one wasn't even that good.
But I also don't think that Marvel would need to worry about Avatar either, because they don't really do too many Christmas movies. Like, the farthest out they go is like November, with Thor, but they don't have any December releases. And then the next time they have a movie would be like February. So
yeah,
they kind of skip the whole holidays, which is good because Star Wars usually comes out at that time, and Marvel doesn't want to go up against their own, because they own Star Wars as well. So they don't want to end up competing with their own movie.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, it will definitely be really interesting, and this is one of those types of movies where you have to see it like day one or even before day one, because the moment it comes out, you can't get on Facebook, you can't get on Twitter, you can't even check to see who tweeted at you, because No,
with movies like this and Star Wars, I am not going to be on social media probably like 3 to 5 days before the movie comes out. And that's because all of those early viewers start posting things. And I don't want to know any of it. So I just avoid it.
I mean, I definitely agree. And yeah, I mean, it's also like, even if I go in and after the movie's done and over with, and I'm not a huge fan of, I still want to see it through my own eyes, experience it the way it should be, but not knowing anything.
Yeah. I may even avoid, like, the final trailers, just because they start giving away too much.
No, I don't blame you. I know a lot of people now who don't even watch trailers anymore.
Yeah.
Just because that, and I don't blame it, because it
some of them have given away way too much information.
And also, you've only been doing this for like 2 years, and you can start piecing where stuff goes.
For a lot of times, like, I could probably watch this trailer again and tell you where during the movie it's going to take place.
Like, that's insane. I try not to do that. I turn my brain off on trailers, and then, like, somehow miraculously I forget everything, and then go in and I'm like, whoa, that happened, even though I saw it.
Yeah, no, I can pretty much tell you where during the movie every sequence is probably going to happen. That's why whenever I see stuff that I know comes during the third act, I start to get weary, because I'm like, don't show anything from the third act. Like, you don't need to show that to sell me the movie. You can sell me the movie with the first 2 acts is fine. You don't need to show anything from the third act. So, that I think you're right when we were talking earlier with the Battle of Wakanda happening earlier in the movie. I think it will happen in the first act. That's probably something they may not open the movie with it, but it's going to be within the first half hour.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, Thanos comes down. So Thanos takes out Thor. Then he comes to Earth. He just so happens to hit Wakanda, or that's where he plans. Captain America and Winter Soldier are there, and they're like, okay, I guess there's an alien invasion going on. We're going to have to be the first front. And they go out to try to defend. Obviously, most of them are wiped out.
So Black Panther comes out in February. Do you think there's going to be something in that movie that's going to set up the beginning of Infinity War? Like, could you watch Black Panther and then immediately start Infinity War?
I mean, the only way I could see that is if they show Thanos at the end of the movie. But that wouldn't make sense, because how you ended Thor 3, where you showed Thanos' ship.
Well, and you could do that where they did in Thor 3, where you showed Thanos' ship picking them up. And then your post-credit scene in Black Panther is the ship landing in Wakanda.
Oh yeah, or like you just see a shadow over Wakanda.
Yeah.
And you just kind of you just know because how it's shot and
And then the
evil.
opening of Avengers Infinity War could be right after the ship lands in Wakanda.
I mean, the movie's just going to be a 2-hour, just insanely fast-paced movie.
There were a couple of slow moments in there. We saw some drama between Vision and Scarlet Witch. Looks like there was a bit of drama between Black Widow and Hulk. So I think we'll have some slower moments, more just character dramatizations, because we need to have weight for when those characters get separated or die.
And we also need a breather from the act.
Yeah, they need to have breathers. Sometimes if the action goes on too long, people get fatigued and then we stop caring what's going on.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that in the third Hobbit movie, Battle for the between the five armies.
Yeah.
It was so long that after a while I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Legolas is still being Legolas.
yeah, they're still fighting. So they...
I will say, I'm really intrigued by Chris Evans' new John Wick approach.
Right?
The hair.
Totally.
It's a very interesting because I wonder if he's changed it with the beard to look like he's been in hiding longer or just been in hiding.
He probably grew it out while he was in hiding and then trimmed it up. So it's all trimmed. But I think we need to end this video because I have to go to work, which sucks. But thank you for waking up early and joining me on this. This is great. Hopefully on the next trailer we can continue our conversation and make a longer video. But, my job got in the way. But thanks for joining,
call
man.
off.
Yeah. Well, links to all of Matt's stuff is in the description below, along with the first episode of his web series, Batman Master of Fear, and a link to this trailer so you can go and check it out. And all of my stuff is down there as well. So check out the description, links to all kinds of things down there. If you're on VidMe, upvote this, give me a follow, and share it around. And if you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And we'll see you on the next video.